Jared McKinley?
Do you have a middle name?
No.
You don't have a middle name?
No.
Why not?
I just wasn't born that way.
First question. What can you do to get your first playoff win?
First playoff win. I think mostly it's just sticking to the game plan, running the plays right, getting the players who aren't going to fold under pressure. They're going to be ready to play, ready for the playoffs, and they're just going to know the script, know the plays well.
What happens, for example, Mike Tyson, famous quote, as he says, everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. What happens then? Last year, didn't get a playoff win. What happened?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't get a playoff win. We were really close, but obviously didn't get one. And I think when things don't go your way, you have to be able to adjust. That's something that we talk about in our locker room a lot, because we know that things aren't going to go our way. If you go into a game thinking it's going to be perfect, then you're fooling yourself. So it's about coming to the game, going into the game with a mindset that you're going to do your best and you're going to be prepared for anything that happens. And you're going to have to adjust and make big plays.
Last year, do you take responsibility for your playoff loss?
Yeah, I think I definitely take responsibility. As the captain, I think I have to. But, it's a team effort. TFL is a team game. So I do take responsibility, but what I expect out of my players is, their best effort too, and for them to know the plays and come in prepared.
Ethan Stetzel.
Ethan Stetzel.
Do you like him?
I have nothing bad to say about Ethan Stetzel. I think he's a great guy, great character.
What about his football skills?
Football, it's hard with TFL expanding because TFL you don't really get. We don't have a combine. We don't have a preseason really. We kind of do, but when you go and draft someone new, you don't know what to expect until their first full season. And with Stets, I think we know what Stets is now, and that benefits him because I don't think he's a first-round draft pick. But I think this year he's going to improve a lot because he's going to be picked where he's supposed to go. And, he did make some plays. He made some plays for our team. Unfortunately, some stuff just being prepared wasn't really something that he was ready to do. So, like I said, being prepared is big for the Kraken, and unfortunately, Stets was lackluster in that.
As we all know, you are notorious for having a poor Catan record. Is there any similarities, any carryover from that to picking Ethan Stetzel over Timmy Jordan? Some may call that the worst draft mistake in TFL history.
Yeah, I mean, some might be able to call it that. I don't know the research of that, so can't make many comments on that. But like I said, going back, maybe things would have been different. But like I said, you don't know how the players are going to be until they play their first season. Tim, it was his first season too, and he was outstanding, no doubt about it. But like I said, how was I supposed to know that? It was his first season, so it was supposedly a bad pick. We move on. We move on from it.
Speaking of moving on, talk us through your change of heart about being a captain.
Yeah, that's something I had to really think hard about. Obviously, I left the Kraken organization, the building, for a little bit, and just thinking about it, thinking about this next season. I love this team, and I love this organization, and I think sometimes you have to take a step back from what you love to realize, like, I want to do this. And that's something I did. I'm an emotional person. I take losses very hard. So when we did lose, when we did have a disappointing season, I'm going to be very emotional about it. And the way I reacted was, I don't deserve to be a captain. And when you step back and you look at it and you really think about it, I feel like I do deserve to be a captain. Thinking about it, I think I put in a lot of effort, and I'm good for the league, and I think I'm good for the Kraken organization.
A couple more questions for you. You said that you take losses very hard. You're a very emotional person. In a previous interview, you said that being the captain of the Kraken was more important than anything. With your 0-2 playoff record, what do you do to keep your self-esteem high?
I think it's just looking for the goods in each season. Obviously, I've been only a captain for 2 years. And I think in each season there's been something that I can look at and think, wow, even though this season we didn't win a championship, for example, first season we went undefeated in the regular season. That's a big deal. We gave an organization their first wins. Up until that point, an expansion team or the fifth team or whatever had never won a game. And then, as for last season, obviously disappointing, but we were one score away from winning a playoff game. Versus the year before that, we got destroyed in our playoff game. Also, we knocked off Cal's team, the High Steppers, in the regular season, giving them their first loss in the regular season ever. So there's little things that you can look at and you can assess and you can say, you know what, these are good things. We're going to build off of this for the next year.
Final question for you. As a fantasy football player, what lessons can you apply to the TFL from fantasy?
Fantasy, just never count yourself out. There's been times in fantasy football where I've been down, I've been projected to lose, and I end up blowing the other team out or winning the match, close or not. So I think in TFL it's important to remember, the game can change very fast, with a pick or a long touchdown. So just keeping that in your mind, never get too down on yourself because the league will try and tear you down.
Thank you.
Thank you.